Bonjour, class. I just wanted to introduce myself before we embark on this intense and awesome French class. Je m'appelle Madame Lanout. I'm Madame Courtney Lanout. I have been teaching French. I also teach Spanish and English as a second language since 1999. I am American, but I taught and lived for 2.5 years in Normandy, France. And in general, at FGCU, at Florida Gulf Coast, I have been teaching different classes since 2013. However, this is a different situation for us during the COVID crisis. However, now that we have gone fully online for the summer, at least, I'd like to share with you how I wanted to try to do this class. This is the first time that FGCU has attempted to do a fully online class, and it's special for me because I've only ever taught at FGCU anyway, French 1121, which is the second semester. So for this class, I got to make all new PowerPoints and ways to teach and activities that I have incorporated to try to make the class as dynamic as possible, and still offering everything that we would normally offer in class. So I will tell you that we would normally be sitting in class for the 4 hours, in which, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in which we would have a portion of lecture and some activities, and of course a lot of communication. However, given that we were forced to change, I have decided that I will do a portion of lecture Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and that the other remaining time you would be able to work on your activities online that I have made, or the ones that come with the book, and the partner activities. So I've kind of tried to make it where we're giving you the same experience but with a different platform. That's typically how online is supposed to work. Obviously, since it's new to everybody, there will be some things that work well and some things that don't, but don't stress about that. There's always ways to modify everything. Also, the speed of the class, it's a half semester intensive course, so the bonus is that you don't have time to forget much material because you will be doing French for quite a few hours a day. Something I have thought of that might make this a little more flexible for all of us would be that I am going to stagger the hours that you would be expected to log in and participate for the lecture, so that you could work on the activities during the other portion of the time, whether that be the early start or the late start. So what I thought I would try to do for us this time, we'll start with where Mondays we will all log in at 11:15 as though we were going to be in class anyway, and you'll probably have about 2 hours of material, maybe less. And of course, there will be a break. I'll be offering you guys a break. Everybody's going to need a break, maybe halfway through, depends on the day. And then for the rest of the time, you would be free to do the online work. And then Wednesdays and Fridays, I was thinking about starting at 12:30 and then going till about 2:15, maybe, with the break. You may not go the entire time. You may not. Again, this is so new that we're sort of all just winging it. So for that reason, I wanted to try to give everybody a little bit of flexible time. So if we're not starting till 12:30, you'd be free to work on things that you need to work on for the class ahead of time and ask questions and make the class as dynamic as it would be if you were with me face to face. As for the partner activities, there'll be some more information about that when you log on, and you don't have to work with the same partner every time. It's going to be using the conference feature that we will also be using for the lectures, and it's just something that I can look at later on. And what I had decided to do also to make up for the fact that we don't just have those set 4 hours in class and that everybody's schedule is, or maybe, a little bit different. Some of the online computer work on Canvas will be due on the off days. So for example, I may present the material on a Monday and you would have until Tuesday at midnight to finish it. That way you can schedule time with a partner or get other things done with your other responsibilities and not be forced to, because we don't have the standard time. So I'm hoping that that works well for everybody. So again, it'll be Monday 11:15 to start until probably 1:15, and then the rest of the time is yours to work ahead. And then Wednesdays and Fridays will be about 12:30 to 2:15. So you will be receiving some messages and notes as we go along. What you would need for this class for sure right away. A microphone and a video camera are going to be necessary eventually. Maybe not right away on the first day, maybe, but you will need to have access to that at least some of the time. For this reason, especially for the exams, you will have to have that. The exams are going to be in the syllabus, and we have 4 of them, and they probably occur about every 10, 11 days. I know it's really fast, but that's the intensive course. However, to make up for the convenience or the inconvenience of having to go online, I have made it where you will be able to take your exam on a set day, but you'll have 24 hours to take it. So for example, if the exam were due June 12th, which I don't know that it is, just to say you would have from the morning of June 12th all the way until the evening, you'll be getting 75 minutes for each exam instead of 60. That way you can plan ahead for your technology requirements. For the exams, you would have to have the camera in the proctored. You'll have to have the camera, the microphone, and sometimes I think an ID just to show that that is you. Work in a safe space. Show me what you're working with. Show me your table. Show me everything, because you're not allowed to use notes. That would be the way it would be if you were in class with me. But I give you the extra time to deal with the technology thing. So you'll have all day to do it. Granted, you wouldn't want to wait till the last minute, especially in the summer, when at times it can be very rainy and stormy and internet maybe isn't great. So there's something to consider, but that's what I have done for those exam days. Also, don't stress if you don't have your book right away. You may not necessarily need it on the first day. I have made a series of PowerPoints and things that are supposed to be dynamic and maybe can help us, we do pronunciation, things like whatever it is that we're doing. I made a series of PowerPoints, and you can always, and you should, take notes during that time as though you were in class with me. So if you don't have the book right away, don't have to stress yet. You will need it because it comes with an online component, and that will be due. I only have that stuff due. It's called My French Lab. The My French Lab homework is due always the day before the exam. So that might even fall on a Sunday, or a day that we don't have, that we wouldn't have class during the week, so that you're able to review pretty much right up until the last moment. And again, sometimes in the exam days, I will still be having class. It might be review, it might be the new material, and if you don't attend, they're being recorded. So you can see the recordings, although of course you're going to want to attend for your attendance points, or view the recording if something happens to come up. So you'll be able to access that, I think, for up to 2 weeks before Canvas can or will erase it. And by that time, we probably have moved on anyway, so due to how fast the class is going. So again, I just wanted to kind of introduce myself and let you know how I have tried to get the class to work. It was sort of short notice that we decided to do it fully online, so I do apologize for that. It may seem a little scattered, but also the organization of the book. If any of you have had formal training in French before, you might be used to a different style of book. It's kind of more communicative and culture-based than most. It doesn't have very clear tables and grammar and things like that. It's supposed to be all in context. So don't let that spoil it for you, because I have organized the information into everything that you would need to know. But some people who are used to a different format might be a little confused by it. It's just a little bit different style of book. The chapters are seemingly very short, and at the bottom of the book sometimes there's like the grammatical information, and at the end of the chapter, but the vocabulary isn't presented in a list until you get to the end of the chapter. So it's just task based, where at the end of every chapter you will be working on a task a communication task that I have usually done by way of discussion. And then we can do with the whole class, and it's due on a certain day. So these things would still be the way we would do them in class, just we had to change it up a little bit. Um, so I just kind of wanted to make sure that you have viewed this and you have an idea of how we're going to be trying to do the class, and that I'm allowing for what could be some inconveniences with the online format. So, bienvenue à la classe, and I look forward to meeting everybody on Monday.